welcome to the Us Review. I am your host, Dr. Karla Davis-Luster, and tonight is a very, very special episode entitled Making It Last. I am so excited about my guest tonight. He is definitely special, and I may be a little biased, well, probably a lot biased. Needless to say, before I welcome him on, I want to take the opportunity to read his bio because this is definitely phenomenal, and this is something that I would want everyone to hear and just hear just the accolades that's in this bio, okay? So, bear with me. Jory F. Luster Sr. is the President and Chief Executive Officer of Luster Products and Company, where he is responsible for the company's overall leadership, strategic direction, and operational performance. He assumed this role in 1991 after serving as Vice President, during which time he led the organization's sales and marketing strategy. In his capacity as Vice President, Mr. Luster successfully expanded the company's retail and professional divisions, driving significant sales growth and strengthening brand recognition in the marketplace. He also established the company's international division, overseeing the development of operations across Europe, Africa, and the Caribbean, further extending the global reach of the Luster Products brand. Awesome, awesome. In his career, Mr. Luster, gotta say my husband, served as sales manager from 1975 to 1978. In this role, he implemented and formalized sales strategies and initiatives that contributed to the company's acceleration growth, increased market visibility, and a long-term organizational stability. Today, Luster Products and Company is recognized as one of the most respected African-American owned businesses in the United States, with a legacy spanning nearly 7 decades. I am so pleased to have the opportunity to interview my husband tonight. Please join me in welcoming President, CEO of Luster Products, Mr. Jory F. Luster. Hello.
What's up, sweetie?
Okay, let's get this ball rolling and started. So I am so excited that you're here tonight. So with that being said, let's get this started. Why don't you start off by telling everyone, I already know, but telling the audience a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your upbringing, schooling, you know, whatever you want to throw in there. Just
First and foremost, I'm her husband.
Yes.
Born and raised in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. St. Dorothy Elementary School, Mendel Catholic High School, Bradley University, and finally, years later, M, which is Master of Management from the Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern. Man, I don't know where to start or finish, but this has been a journey. I can tell you, man, I was blessed to be born to the parents I was born to, and the thing that was so cool about that, as I look back in retrospect, is just the values that they taught us and made us adhere to as we were coming along. You know, they believed in being honest, they believed in being fair, and they believed in the whole concept of treating people the way you wanted to be treated until you found out how they wanted to be treated. And then you make that move to improve that part. And they really made us learn and understand that from day one. Respect for people, respect for elders. Man, when I'm coming along, if you said, "Hi, Joe," my father would turn around and say, "Boy, you better put a handle on that. That's Mr. Brown."
Yes.
You don't call an adult by their first name. And all kinds of things that just kind of, you know, that just created the who you are, right? And so I love that. It's been a hell of a journey. And then I've met my best half. Well,
thank you,
you put icing on the cake, So this has been quite a journey, So.
Well, thank you for that. I am just so excited that you're here tonight, and definitely Luster Products. When we met and got together and stuff like that, I had already known about the brand with all of the products that you have, and my favorite was the pink oil moisturizer. So those of you who don't have it, please go out and get it. But let's get started. This is tonight's episode is entitled "Making It Last." So I'm going to jump into some fun questions. I'm going to ask my hubby here some questions, and then he can answer, and we'll just go from there. I'm going to start off with questions regarding relationship and love stories. So the first question I'm going to throw at you, sweetie, is how did you meet? Why don't you tell them how we met? Or do you remember?
You know what? Vaguely. We met a long time ago, so I don't want to sound like I'm forgetting what happened yesterday, although that's happening a little bit. We met a long time ago at a company event. It was a picnic. And a couple of her girlfriends worked for the company.
Yes.
And so that's where we met initially, but it was casual. It was, nothing other than, hi, how you doing? And I think she may have been trying to play softball or something like that.
Trying to play
and I was trying to play basketball or something like that. And that was the extent of it. We met again much later.
Yeah.
And it again was at a company event, and I saw her and spoke, and that's really about it. It was a very unauspicious beginning, so.
Yes, yes. Okay, well, let's keep it moving. Okay, so we met, we dated. How long would you say? I think we dated for about 1.5 years before we met kids and stuff like that. Would you say that?
I don't remember how long it was, but it was a period.
It was a period.
It was a period where things were kind of awkward.
Yeah.
in life. It was a very awkward period, but we dated, and but I don't remember that as much as after everybody met and we're going skating on Fridays and movies on Saturdays.
Yes.
And all that kind of jazz.
Yes, a family outing.
Very cool.
Very cool. Very cool. So, with these questions I have here, it's kind of funny that I'm interviewing my husband. I'm used to interviewing other people, asking them about their careers and stuff like this, but tonight, once again, it's about making it last. So I'm asking relationship questions so that you guys can get a little bit of a picture into our relationship. So with that being said, how did you know when I was the one? I'll just change the question. How did you know when I was the one?
That's an interesting question. How do I say this? I knew it was almost spiritual.
Okay.
It was just about spiritual because, again, it was a very transformative period in my life, and I realized that I wasn't where I wanted to be, and I really didn't have anyone in my life at that time on a romantic basis. And so, I put the request out, from on high, and I said, you know what? This is what I want. Mm-hmm. And then, lo and behold, look who shows up. Damn.
Okay.
That's the way that works. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was. I'm not joking when I say it was spiritual. It really was.
Yes.
And
definitely.
It was like a spiritual request that got fulfilled.
And I gotta say, once we started dating, I actually changed churches. I started, going to St. Sabina with you. Just being under one roof and everything, instead of being at separate churches. I transferred over to St. Sabina. So I will say that. So the next question that I want to ask you, that I'm sure people will want to know, what is your love language, and how do you show it? How would you say that we show that to each other?
Now that is a real interesting question. I'm not a person. Let me say this, when you talk about language, I'm just not the brother that believes, takes a whole lot of stake in the spoken word. Mm-hmm. And in biblical terms it said, faith without works is dead. I believe in the works. I think you show what you feel, because anybody can say, oh, baby, I love you. You know I love you. know, anybody can say that, but do you do the things that show how you truly feel? Are you there when you truly need to be there? You know, and that means a lot, and I take a great pride in that. Every now and then I say, you didn't know I did this, but I did that.
Right.
And you know, I take great pride in that, because that's really what it's all about. It's not about the spoken word, although spoken words can be reassuring, but it can also be fool's gold. You know, people can say things because they want you to react to what you say.
Okay.
But did they walk the walk? Is the question.
Well, I'll say, you know, because I asked you the question, and I'll just sometimes throw out, you know, my portion in this because it's us together. One of my love languages, what you say, is cooking, food, you know, cooking. I like to show, you know, cooking. And I cook with love.
Them greens were so good. I'm sorry.
We just had greens, so yes. Cooking is one of mine, and I mean, there are a lot of them, but cooking, I would say, is one of my main ones. So let's tell the audience, how would you say we handle conflict in a relationship? What would you say about that?
That's some tough stuff there, man. We work it out.
Yes.
You know, we work it out. You know, it takes a minute. It's not an instant fix, but, you know, we work it out. You end up talking through it and working through it, you know, and somebody has to give. You know, somebody has to give first. Other than that, you'll never resolve, especially when it's a situation of who was right and who was wrong.
Yeah.
Somebody has to give and move on, you know, so. But we tend to work that stuff out, so.
Okay, and you've heard it from Mr. Luster. How would you say that we balance being individuals? Because, you know, we have our day-to-day jobs. You do what you do, and I'm not involved in the Luster product company at all. However, I'm the wife of the CEO, and I have my thing where, you know, I have the UPS store, I'm an author, you know, and I do my thing. How would you say we balance doing our individual things?
I think we balance by staying the hell out of each other's way. To be quite honest, you know, because if you don't, there will be conflict, and it will be a matter of what's most important and what comes first and who comes first and why does that have to come first, you know. So I think we balance by staying the hell out of each other's way as much as we can.
Yes.
That's my take on it. What say ye?
What say ye? I think so. I think and being in a relationship, and I talk about this when I'm doing my, you know, single show, when I'm doing it by myself, or if I'm interviewing somebody, I may, you know, ask a question or whatever. How does your career affect your relationship? And people tend to answer. I would say that it's a great thing. I think when you get into a relationship, you shouldn't lose your personal identity. You know, when you should have something that you can hold on to, because sometimes when someone is, you know, don't have anything going for themselves, that can, you know, be a thing where they are, you know, feeling insignificant or whatever, and that they are, you know, just really watching and, you know, everything that the other person does, they're like nitpicking and they want to be a part of whatever else. And I think that's sometimes due to that when you get with someone, you should never lose your own personal identity. You should keep your identity, and, you know, they have their identity, but there's a period where you come together. And then the sharing of, you know, what happened on, you know, day to day, because I ask him every day when he comes home is, how was your day? And he can either go into it, you know, very deeply, or, you know, he like, it was okay, and that's what it is. So, kind of rattled on that one, didn't I? What would you say has been the most challenging season of our marriage, and how have we navigated, or how are we navigating that? What would you say?
That's a tough one, because you know, given the nature of what we do, both independent business people, you're going to I have a set of struggles that you don't know anything about. And, you know, sometimes those struggles, no matter what the basis of them are, you know, they can't help but to put a cloud over your entire existence and relationship. And, you know, you can't, even if you try to talk through it, I don't know that the other person, you in this instance, not to say you're not understanding, but you can't get the essence of it because you're not there sometimes.
Exactly.
And, you know, and some of these storms they take on such a flavor of rage, you know, and it's really a crisis point until you figure out how to work it out. And so I think those times when we're going through those, navigating those really tough waters, that's tough on everything. It's tough on the environment. You may not be pleasant. You're not happy. You know, and it's not that you want to be a permanent grump, but when you have a bit of a work ethic and entrepreneurial spirit, you don't feel well until you find and you can see the solution. And I tell you all the time, I say, you know, I'm troubled because I can't see my way out right now. I got to work through this so I can see my way out. And once you see your way out, you can get out. And that's when things begin to calm. You know, it is not personal, it's just life. You know, life is very, very complex, and we live in a very complex time.
Yes.
And it's stuff going on, and there are bombs that are dropping all over the place. And sometimes it's social, sometimes it's economic, sometimes it's other things. But it is really something to navigate. But it's great to have a great partner to navigate through things with.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, no matter what you're going through, you know you got somebody behind you that's willing to help and willing to support. And that's cool.
Yes, it is. Support is very important as far as a relationship, I will say, and I say that all the time. You know, once again, when I'm doing the single messages or whatever, that is very important. So here's something that, you know, I want to throw out there. We are definitely a blended family. How would you say that we've been able to navigate that, or how does that part work? Would you say we're blended, or we're still blending? What would you say?
Well, I mean, we're blended and blending, but it's easier now that the kids have matured a little bit. Because let me tell you something about children. First of all, children are their worst nightmare is uncertainty. And you know, when they are uncertain, they feel threatened and uncomfortable.
Yes.
And you got to make them comfortable. Now, sometimes something happens and one parent may get defensive and other parents say, well, how could you, but you got to protect your children as well as yourself and your relationship. I'm glad everybody's older, more mature.
Yes.
They found, they're finding their own ways. And so it makes life easier because everything isn't totally 100% dependent on you or I.
Yes.
And so it's gotten a lot better. The hellos are better, the goodbyes are better, the dinners are better, the food tastes better. It's all real. It's love. But in the early stages, again, children are, they need that protection, and
everyone's fighting for space.
Everybody's fighting for space.
Fighting for space.
And they hate uncertainty.
Yes.
So
hate uncertainty. So I think that we, once again, we're human, and just through prayers and just talking about stuff and time and not all the time everything is turns out the way that we want it. However, it's been a situation where I think that at the end of the day, it's all come together, and that's through, I want to say, just through God, and just our spiritual and patience and learning and
wising up.
And just trying to accommodate, each and every one, because we have, blended, we have 5 children. I have 2 biological, he has 3 biological, and then together we're blended. And just trying to learn, and all 5 of them have different personalities. So, you're just working through it. And then there comes the grandchildren. You want to say anything about them?
No, they're a lot of fun. That's one of the joys of my life. As you move forward, you learn to appreciate things that you may not have appreciated early on. But I'm so tickled to see them little people coming. I don't know what to do, man. It's very cool. Very cool.
Very active. I want to say this. Here's another thing that I think couples struggle with, is that we do have different things that we do. You have your business, I do what I do. How would you say that we stay connected? Would that be through, we do a lot of date nights, but what would you say? What connects us?
Just knowing that the other person is there. Because again, you got to do what you got to do when you have responsibilities. You can't get around that, but that person is there. You don't have to worry about them being there at the end of the day. Because we're 2 business people, there's a better understanding of what one might be going through to try to work things out. So your understanding of when someone's off kilter for business reasons or for life reasons, you can understand a little bit, and you can be patient, because you're mad at the situation. I know that you're not mad at me because I ain't done a damn thing to be mad at me for. So it's really it's but that patience and knowing someone's there makes all the difference in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw this last question out there, and then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to go to something else. What advice would you give a couple that's starting out and they're getting serious? What advice would you give them?
Interesting question. The first thing I tell them is know what you want in a person. Even if you got to get you a piece of paper and write down, if you met the perfect person, what would those characteristics be? What kind of temperament would they have? What, if you got a need for someone with some kind of economic security, put that down. So that, because sometimes, with people, and I don't know if it's what drives it. It could be loneliness. It could be inexperience. You fall in love with love, and and love is great. Anybody that's been around town a bit know love make the world go round, but money greases the wheel. And so you have to really understand what that person wants, but you also got to understand on the other side of that piece of paper, you got to write down what you bring to the table.
Absolutely.
Right? And understand that, and you should talk about those things.
Yes.
Talk about them. Let's bring them to light, because the killer of all situations is assumption.
Can you say that one more time?
Assumption is a killer of all situations. And I tell you, at work, what I don't allow people to say, now I know this is romance.
That's okay.
But
That's okay.
What you can't say in one of my meetings is I thought. Because when you say I thought, the only reason you're saying it because things turned out different than you thought before you took the action that you took.
Absolutely.
And so my learning point there is take time to learn the scenario so you can do the right thing in the first place. I thought is bad. When somebody says that, so now I thought is assumption's cousin, because you're making an assumption. Now, assumptions will kill any situation, right? And some people react to the assumption as if it's the truth. And there you go.
You said something, sweetie. You said something that I say all the time, is that everyone brings something to the table. I always say, you can, whatever you bring to the table, even if you're being quiet or not contributing or whatever it is, you're bringing something to the table. And like he said, you need to know what that person is bringing to the table and know what it is that you want from another person. So, and like you said, maybe you write it down, or whatever. And I am a big advocate of, dating for a bit. I always say that. I mean, people do what they do. Some people may get married in 2 weeks or whatever, but I think that you learn a person over time, and you can, give some comments to this. You learn a person over time, because anyone can, be on their best behavior for the first several months or whatever else. I even think up to a year. I mean, when you put time in, things start to come out because people tend to relax their guards, and then you start to really, really get to know the person. So what are your thoughts around that? Because I think
you're 100% right, but there's something else that happens too.
What is that?
You begin to see a little clearer when that infatuation begins to wear off.
Yes.
Because you're looking at the world through rose-colored glasses.
That's right.
And you don't see everything, but all of a sudden, when that infatuation begins to normalize just a bit, whoa, look what I wasn't seeing. Oh man, how do I feel about that? I didn't know. If I had known that,
It's like you were drunk and woke up and sober now, and you're like, oh, is that what he or she
100.
looks like?
100.
100%. 100%. But right now we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about, I'm going to ask some fun questions. So once again, stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
I don't want to live the way you live.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
Hey, I'm Keaton, and we Karla Davis-Luster's little whoppers.
I'm sorry. Why are you doing all that? Excuse him. Hello, we are Karla Davis-Luster's children, and we are so excited to present you guys the Woman Tales book signing. So I hope you guys enjoy the show.
Stay tuned for more.
Congratulations. Dr. Karla.
Feel it coming in the air. Hear the screams from everywhere. I'm addicted to the thrill. I'm ready. It's a dangerous love affair. Can't be scared when it goes down. Got a problem? Tell me now. Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Hello everyone, we're back over here and we're gonna do a little toast here. We're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna ask Mr. Luster some fun and interactive questions, some icebreakers. So we hope that you are enjoying this. This is once again the Us Review, and this episode is entitled Making It Last. Okay, so Mr. Luster, let me ask you this. What first caught your eye about me? What would you say? And you're thinking,
Can I be honest?
Yeah, you can be
sexy as hell. You know, my eyes, I said, oh, maybe I'm looking at the sister wrong. Nobody look, oh my God. Yeah, no, you're gorgeous.
Thank you.
That brought me to the table.
It brought you to the table.
Yeah.
Do you think that, a lot of people say that looks, I've heard people say that looks don't matter. Do you think that looks actually matter when people are hooking up, getting together?
Interesting question.
Yes.
To some people, it matters. To some people, it doesn't matter as much. You know, the thing that brings you to the table may not be the thing that keeps you at the table.
Okay.
You know, there has to be, to me, you know, there's got to be some substance there. You know, because, you know, that just, matter of fact, looks get old.
Yeah.
You know.
Looks get old.
Yeah, taste changes, all kinds of things. But what doesn't get old and what doesn't go away and what continues to amplify is inner beauty. How that person's heart is, how they treat you, how they do things. All that stuff, man, that's what's hooking you. That's what's mesmerizing. That's what gives you staying power. There's that inner beauty.
Okay, so this is not a trick question. How many years did we date before we got married?
Well, I don't know. Let's see.
Let's see if he gets this right, everybody. How many years did we date?
Well, it's right if I say it's right. Let's see.
Maybe you were dating and I wasn't, or I was dating.
I'm counting. Leave me alone.
Okay, he's counting. He's counting. Let's see if he gets it right, okay? And he's using his fingers. Oh my goodness.
If it go too long, I use my toes too.
Okay.
I say 7 years.
Guys, he is absolutely right. 7 years. Okay, so let's see if you get this one right. How long have we dated for 7 years. We've been married for, what was this past year?
Is that a question?
That's a question.
Okay.
That's a question. You have to get it right. Okay. Everybody's watching, and this is called Making It Last, okay?
16?
It'll be 16 this year. Yeah, he's
Finna be
okay.
16,
Okay.
okay.
Finna be 16. So that's 7 plus 16. What is that? 23 years?
No, that's 7 on one hand, 16 on the other.
16 on the other. Okay. So we gotta throw out a few more fun questions. Who would you say is the bigger morning grump? Me or you?
Oh, no doubt about it, you.
It's me.
No doubt about it.
Okay, it's me.
Yeah, no
I'll
doubt
take it
about
probably
it. Oh,
so,
my
because
goodness.
I'm like sleepy and stumbling over things. Okay, so here's one. What is the silliest argument would you say that we've ever had? Silly.
Well-
It was unnecessary. And he's probably going to say all of them are unnecessary because he's not a, controversial
sometimes
person.
they may be necessary. It depends. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the silliest thing is, did you really turn the heat up to 75? And then after you ask that question, are you cold?
Okay, let me explain.
Oh, man, come
Women,
on.
you can identify with me. I'm like burning up, having hot flashes or whatever, and he turns it up to 75. So I want to know, why do you have the heat up to 75? You know, knowing that. So anyways, okay, I'll let you have that.
But then you didn't tell the part about you cold 15 minutes later.
Yeah, I go back.
It's cold in
yeah,
here.
Are you cold? Okay, here's another one. Who is more likely to leave dishes in the sink? Not the kids. We're talking about you and I. Yes.
I am the culprit.
He's the culprit.
I am the culprit.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw one more question out here. If our relationship was a movie, and anyone that knows me know that I love movies, what would you say? What movie would you say we're like? What would you do? What would you say? Or a series or whatever. He's thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking. This is a tough one. I don't know. It could be Claudine. It could be
Claudine.
it could
Okay.
be Blondie and Dagwood.
These are like all movies.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we got some young people watching too.
Yeah, well,
and you bring it up a couple of years.
These current movies, I don't know. They don't have the flavor of the old stuff.
Yes.
You know, because the old stuff was fun and serious.
Yes.
Whereas this new stuff, they don't different trajectory. I don't know. I can't keep up with them.
Okay, so let's do this then.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? Let's make it a little bit more simple or easier. Name one movie that is probably one of my favorite movies. Let's see if we can do that.
A movie that's one of your favorite. Now this ain't got
That I
nothing to do
like.
with relationships.
Nothing to do with relationship. I'm gonna make it easier. Okay.
Hands down, it's just one movie.
What is
hands
it?
Down, hands down.
What is it?
The Devil Wears Prada.
Yes!
down.
Right.
It's one
And I like
movie.
to invite everybody to go see Devil Wears Prada 2 with me. Okay, so I got to figure out the date that we're going to do it. Maybe rent out a movie theater. He's probably not, with that, but Devil Wears Prada 2. But yeah, he got it right. That is absolutely my favorite movie. Well, thank you. Should I guess yours? Guess one of yours?
Go
'Cause
ahead.
You got quite a few.
Yeah.
Equalizer 3.
Oh man, I love that. Oh man.
Equalizer 3 because he plays it almost every day.
Man,
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love the Equalizer series.
Yes.
But Equalizer 3
You don't
was
like
good.
2. You said
But
2 was
there's a couple of them. I mean,
Okay.
Just Mercy was great with Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
What's the other? I can't think of the name of it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
one last question, and then I'm going to thank you for tuning in. For years, we went back and forth. He would have the remote. I wanted to watch something. He's watching sports. And then, what would you say about 3 years ago, I kind of transformed over to being a sports person? What would you say?
2 years ago.
And 2 years ago, and we, that's something that we do together. I would definitely encourage couples to get something that you guys like to do together. And at this point, we like watching sports together. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have conversations about basketball and everything. So, and this just happened about 2 years ago. Yeah.
What brought you over was Angel Reese.
Yes, we have the exact
Yeah.
same birthday.
Angel Reese
May
brought you over.
6th. Kudos to Angel Reese. So thank you. And once again, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Tonight was very special. I had the opportunity to interview my husband, and we talked a little bit about relationships. The name of this episode was Making It Last. This is Jory Luster. He's the CEO and president of Luster Products. Is there anything you want to say in regards to the business or whatever? Or
No, it's just,
website,
It's been a journey.
Okay.
That's all. Life has been a great journey. I'm blessed to have lived the life I lived. I'm blessed to have the wife I have. I'm blessed to be here with you now. I'm blessed to still be here.
Yes.
To tell this story. I mean, it's really, I can't say enough about it. It's been a journey. And the one thing that I've learned over my time here is that as long as I'm here right now, it's okay.
Yes.
What happened yesterday is gone. I don't know about tomorrow.
Yes.
And I'm praying to be here for tomorrow. But it's been a tremendous journey. Man, oh man. Thank you,
Please,
wife.
you're welcome. And what is the website if they wanted to go online to purchase something from
Oh, or read about the company?
or read about the company? Definitely.
lusterproducts.com.
lusterproducts.com. And once again, thank you for tuning in. I am your host, Dr. Karla Davis-Luster. This is the Us Review special edition tonight, making it last. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow me at Ask Karla across all of the platforms. And once again, if you'd like to purchase my books, my novels, I am on Amazon.com, Walmart.com, BarnesandNoble.com. And if you want to learn a little bit more about me, you can go to AskKarlaDL.com, where you can purchase my books, read about the things that I do, have done, and everything. Once again, thank you for tuning in. This is the Us Review. And how do you say good night?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.